I will tell you that this may be that I'm weird, and it may be that rabbis are weird. I'll leave you to decide, and you probably don't want to indicate your opinion on that subject. But the purpose of my summer vacation, Ilana has long known, is for me to figure out what I'm speaking about for the high holidays. Some people go on vacation because they want to see great art, or they want to be in the woods, or they want to see a part of the world they've never seen before, even visit a loved one. Not me. I am in search of a sermon. So we went up to Eureka, which is the very northern border of California, in Humboldt Bay. It's quite magnificent there. There are two things of worth, only one of which I'm going to speak about. In Humboldt Bay, they actually returned an island to the Native Americans who live in the area. So this island is now once again the property of its original inhabitants, and I think that's pretty inspiring. You know, they've done that in some areas in Los Angeles as well, an entirely commendable practice, if you ask me. I believe in indigenous people returning to their lands. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is why it is that it occurred to me that redwoods are the most Jewish of trees. Rabbi, are your people laughing at me? So hear me out. I want to make the case for why redwoods are to trees what Jews are to people. Ready? Number one, resilience across time. Redwoods are these ancient, remarkable, amazing, and conspicuous things that stand out and have made it for thousands of years. One of the most ridiculous manifestations of contemporary Western culture is that if you go to the redwood groves up in Humboldt or in the Bay Area, you will see some trees named after the most famous human being, as if that person had any significance compared to the tree. Case in point, there's a tree that is 2,000 years old named after McKinley. I defy anyone in the room to tell me two things about McKinley. And I'll give you the freebie that he got shot, which is actually not so much about him, but as about someone else. To name one of nature's most glorious ancient trees after this nudnik, who was president of the United States, is just arrogant as hell. But Jews have, like redwoods, persisted for thousands of years, surviving exile and persecution and dispersion, all the while maintaining identity and tradition. This is, I think, astonishing. Point number two. Redwoods used to be spread all across North America. They used to cover the entire continent. They are now restricted to very narrow regions, mostly in the northern coast of the western United States. Jews also used to be spread out around the world. Did you know that 90% of the world's Jews are now restricted to 5 cities in the world? They are. Here we go, my favorite roulette. 5 cities that the Jews are found in. The top 5 are New York, LA, Tel Aviv, not Chicago, not Paris, not DC, Jerusalem, can we say Jerusalem? All right, and the 5th that nobody ever guesses, Haifa. Poor Haifa, it always gets left out. Haifa, well, of course, okay, fine. Credit to you. So 90% of the world's Jews are located in 5 cities, just as the redwoods are now located in a very small environment. But the redwoods, like Jews, rely on strength of community and family. That is to say, as individuals, each redwood tree has very thin root systems. If the redwoods grow by themselves, they fall down. The only way redwoods stay up is that their roots intertwine with each other. And so each redwood holds up its fellow redwoods, right? Who's giving this sermon, please? You give her an honor, and all of a sudden she's taken over the mic, too. Yes, they grow in circles. They grow with the ones that they love. And that is an astonishing thing. There are family clusters of redwoods. Redwood children and redwood aunts and uncles and redwood grandparents. They all grow in circles with each other, all of them holding each other up and sustaining them. Just like the survival of the Jews, which has not depended on our individual strength, but on our communal bonds, on shared ritual and mutual support and shared texts and solidarity that transcends geography or generation. Adaptation and renewal. Did you know that redwood trees have evolved so that they are stronger when there's a forest fire? The fire releases chemicals within the redwood that hardens the wood in its outer shell and allows it to survive better. It also forces them to bloom in new shoots because of the fire. So they go through this challenge. They also have a remarkable ability to produce their own insecticide. So insects that will kill other trees do not harm redwoods. And I need not tell you that we also have survived a significant number of catastrophic losses. The destruction of the temples, expulsions, pogroms, the Holocaust, and yet Jewish life has renewed itself again and again and again. We build new centers to gather, new places to study, to live our culture, to celebrate and to mourn together, and that leaves us stronger for what is yet to come. These trees are towering presences with humble roots, and their physical presence reminds us of the holiness of their lives, just as the Jewish contribution to culture, ethics, and spirituality towers far above our small numbers. We are not mighty in the military or political history of the world, and yet our core values, the things that make life matter, the world speaks in Hebrew tones, centering on justice, on family, on compassion, on love, on deeds of tikkun. This we have gifted the world far beyond our numbers. And that means that it is our wisdom and our continuity. And this is the last thing I want to tell you about the way redwoods are like Jews. Redwoods never really die. When a redwood tree falls over and is severed from its roots, it becomes the source of nourishment for future saplings. Indeed, some grow out of the tree, and some, as the tree disintegrates, it feeds the future of the forest. No Jew ever really dies either. They are tzror b'tzror ha'chayim. They are bound up in the bond of life. They return to their people, and their memory, known or unknown, continues to sustain us and to keep us moving forward. So in all of these ways, the redwood is like the Jew. And I am inspired to dare read you a poem by Bradley Artson. I stroll the remnants of the ancient forest. Redwoods reach past their own sheltered shade. Ancient pillars that catch the sun, creating home and haven for the forest folk and for those who merely visit. Their glory is not in their imposing height or even their hoary age, but in the buried weaving of shared roots below. Each towering tree nestled and supported by its children, siblings, parents, and neighbors, the network of roots sustaining a grove. So too, my ancient wandering people, our resilience is found not in the solitary soul, but in the communion of us all, living and dead, local and dispersed. Our souls entwined together behind the veil of vision, bound in the bonds of life, holding one another to endure and to triumph. The Redwood survives centuries, scarred yet standing, its rings a record of every drought and flood. So too my people Israel, enduring the scars and wounds of exile and return, each generation another ring of Torah, another circle of our sacred song. When one ancient trunk falls to the forest floor, supple shoots spring from the decaying stump, life insisting on life, stronger still than death. So too my people, from ashes, new communities, from silence, new melodies, from wandering, new homes, from memories, renewed vitality. With the redwoods, we witness, stand tall, lean on each other, survive and thrive, and our Jewish hearts respond, we remember, we renew, we return, we begin again. Shabbat Shalom.
That was so touching. Thank you, Rabbi Artson, and a perfect blessing for us on this Shabbat.